Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always I want to thank you all for watching Joe Boo's Day Job. And as always, hit the subscribe button. I need you to hit the subscribe button. I wanted to actually show you guys some stuff as far as cabinets go. When you see cabinets and things in the stores, they always look really good, but the question is how well are they built? Now this is actually, I'm at Home Depot, and I'm actually glad to see that they're actually offering. Now unfortunately these are high-end kitchen cabinets. The difference is, you see right here, they call it engineered wood. It's particle board. Basically, it's dust particles and sawdust where they put formaldehyde in it as a glue, press it together, and then they put a little veneer on top of it, as opposed to plywood. Now, when I build my cabinets, I build them all out of plywood because the nice thing is, if the plywood gets wet, it'll get stained and all that, but it won't delaminate. The problem, of course, with engineered wood is when it gets wet and absorbs it, it swells up, comes apart, it's just destroyed. And so you'll have a nice looking cabinet, but it won't necessarily last that long. And here's the other interesting part is, you see that they actually have 3/4 inch right here. Your cabinets that you buy, they're not 3/4. When you used to get them, they used to be 1/2 inch engineered wood. Now I've seen them as small as 3/8, and they just don't last. And you know, you put heavy stuff in there, it'll sag. Let's go look at some of the other ones that are stock cabinets. These again are considered high-end, high-dollar cabinets that you will literally, so you saw those cabinets right there. At least they're showing you what the material would be like for those. Now, here's what you have right here for typical ones. Now, these are cabinets that when you look at them, they look, fine. We got the gray color and everything else, price-wise, $179 for a cabinet. And you look at that and say, man, that's nice, that's pretty. And it is nice and it is pretty. But here's the problem. You see this? This is the 3/8 inch particle board that I'm telling you that is actually what's put together. And over here, you can see, usually they use like a hot melt glue on here, and look, staples. Problem is, these actually rack really easy, and they don't necessarily last. You see always on the House and Garden TV shows where they'll go through, oh, we got new cabinets and stuff. Unless you actually put some real money into them, you're gonna get cabinets that are kind of like IKEA stuff that are basically one and done or short term. And this is where you look at it and say, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on expensive cabinets. I get you on that one, but you get what you paid for, and you'll end up, instead of getting good cabinets, you'll end up replacing these over and over again because they just won't last. They're just not built for long. And this is, excuse me, one of those things that drives me crazy because I look at, and see, this is one of those things that drives me crazy because, if you saw the video that I did yesterday at my parents' house where I built the table and where I built cabinets and things that are out of solid wood or 3/4 inch plywood, they've been in there for 20, 30, some of that stuff 40 years, and it's still holding up. So you have to judge, is this something I'm going to keep and I want to make sure that it lasts, or do you not have a problem going through and ripping stuff out and starting all over? Me, for one, I try and build it to last. And this, my friends, this is garbage. Sorry. No disrespect, Home Depot, but that cabinet, sorry, it's just not. There's the data for the shelf. The shelf in there is 3/8 inches thick. You load that sucker up with dishes, it's coming to the ground. So when you build or buy, look for quality. Don't just look for the cheapest price, because the cheapest price isn't always the cheapest price. Mark Holmes, trying to give you some tips on how to make sure you have your stuff for less to last as long as possible. I'm keeping an eye on the price of lumber because I deal with wood. And so far, even though the lumber futures have crashed, still exactly the same price, $82.38 a sheet for OBS tongue and groove. Ridiculous. And for 7/16, still $52.95. Now the one good thing I could say is at least this is Northern Virginia. Southern Virginia, where I'm going to be building a duplex sometime in the near future, it seems like the price is less down there. This same OBS, I believe, is $44. So that's a start. And of course, if you buy in bulk, 68 or more, it drops it down even more. So those are a couple of ways you can kind of get around it. But hopefully by the fall, the lumber market will get in there. The stores are going to be kind of slow to kind of drop this because, well, let's face it, they've already bought it at this price. They don't want to try and lose money on it. But in the same sense, it's not moving. I was watching another video where a guy had said that he had been through, they said people are buying at these prices. But what he did was he went through and he marked some of the hacks to see if they were actually coming off the board and changing. And they weren't. He's like, the same ones that were there 2 months ago are still there. And I dare say that, you know, you see a few people getting stuff, but it's ridiculous when I see a 4x4 at $15.77 when it used to be a 6x6 was that. And here it is, the 6x6 8-footers are $48. Dudes, that was $15. It used to be the 16-footers were only like $38. And for a 2x4 to be $324, I'm sorry, that's just insane. So we'll be waiting before we do any major projects with the lumber. We'll keep watching it. We'll check it out next week and see if it's coming down any. I'm Mark Holmes. Thank you for watching.